Hey guys, welcome to another explain video here, and we are at Melbourne, and of course the aircraft has changed a little bit this time around. We are, instead of using the 777, we are using the 738 here. We are going to Adelaide today, and before I tell you the information of the flight, if I do sound a little bit off the usual, I'm a little bit sick once again. So yeah, it's unfortunate. I tried to record this the previous day, but OBS kept crashing, and basically I didn't realize it for a long time, and I lost most of my clip, so I can't really use those. So I guess I'm doing this flight a second time. So yep. Anyways, we are at Melbourne, Stan Charlie 4. And we are heading to Adelaide, which is about one and a half hours away. Our flight number is Qantas. Dang, I didn't. Hold on. What is our flight number? Hold on, let me check. Qantas 683. Yeah, I didn't change it in my notepad, which is where I write all my information. Our cruise altitude is flight level 340. The route should be on your screen just now. The total fuel count is 7.9 tons. Reserve is 4.1 tons. The total count of fuel is a little bit screwed up because apparently the 738 will always have some fuel inside, and if you load in with the explain configuration menu, you are just adding in more fuel, so I can't do nothing much about it. So yeah, whatever. And that should be about it. So let us get back into the cockpit. Before that, I don't have any ground handling because I have no idea what file name to rename for this plane, and therefore I can't really get ground handling to work. So and also I've updated my X-Plane to 11.05 release 1, and yeah, basically it's just more better airports, so whatever. Anyways, I don't really know much, and wait, hold on, it's not 1%. Where's flight floor? Reload the script, please. There we go. Basically I'm not really going to follow any checklist for this plane, and I'm just gonna go through the column by column and hope and pray that I get everything correct. So yep, alright, recirculation fans can go on, packs are on, bleeds goes on, our cruise altitude is flight level 340. There we go. Landing altitude will be set later on. Lights has been set, windows heat can go on, anti-ice, hydraulics, smoking sign, fasten seatbelt sign, and that should be about it. Your damper will be a little bit later on. Trim as I can go on to, and yep. Alright, let's tackle with the FMC now. Now, since I have done a previous flight before, and this flight that I'm doing now has basically the same route as what I've did before, I think if I'm correct, I just loaded the core route here that I have saved before. So Melbourne to Adelaide, which is Yankee Papa Alpha Delta. There we go. Our departure is runway 34, and as for our arrival, it will not be this. It will be the Drina 9 Victor arrival. Nope, not Alpha. Sorry. Drina 9 Victor Alpha. Drina 9 Victor arrival. LS runway 23, I guess. And transition is gully. Execute. Oh god. Let me check the charts for that. For some reason, Navigraph Beta doesn't have charts for Adelaide, so I have to use the old charts, which means I have to use two charts, I guess. I'll use it on my phone, but it's much better. So I guess you can give me a second or two while I get out my charts on my phone. I guess in the meantime I can do the other stuff. Nope, not here. There we go. That's our weight. Zero fuel weight. Reserves is 4.1. Cost index. Hold on, let me get up my charts. Cost index is 31. And the cruise altitude is flight level 340. Cruising wind is 282 at 131 knots. Outside air temperature is negative 45 degrees Celsius. And there we go. That's our thing set. And let me check the arrival. Alright. Interesting. Mopri is right there, so I can direct over there. There we go. Execute you. And everything should be fine. So you can override that because that is not a valid waypoint. And that is just the top of climb and top of descent calculate. Calculate the top of descent and top of climb. So for the N1 limit, the runway should be long enough. I'll do 22 kd rate and climb power. Takeoff, set the center of gravity. Flaps will be 5, and those are my V speeds. 140 for V2. Alright, 140 has been set. And that should be about it for that part. So, as for the overhead, sure, I'm done too. I guess now I can deal with the front panel. I'll break set to RTO. Turn on the VORs. Set you to hectopascals. As for the QNH in Melbourne, it is QNH 1010. Where's the other side? QNH 1010. There we go. Right, auto throttle, flight director can go on. Altitude first, initial climb, direct climb to flight level 340. There's no ATC at night, so there's no point. There we go. Flight level 340 has been set. And I can do the rest right now, because the navigation, the ADRU hasn't been aligned yet. So, and there we go. Speaking of the ADRU, waypoint can go off. Weather radar should be on. Airport should be on. Data turns on, and should be about it. Yep. LNAV can go on too. We're fine. And that's about it for the autopilot panel that we have set. For takeoff, the trims has been set to, needs to be set to 5.33. Close enough to 5.33. Alright. So load like that. Why am I lagging so much? Guess maybe it's because of Melbourne. Anyways, before we push back, let us get ready for pushback. I've installed a better pushback plugin, so it should help me with the pushback much easier now. So it'll be something like that. It's for the pushback. There we go.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
Alright. I will do so when I'm ready. Oh god. Explain. 8 frames per second is not really a good thing. Explain. What are my settings, man? Hold on, let's check. They are at where they should be, so not sure. Why is it performing that badly? Okay, I guess let's turn on our APU. Put in the fuel pumps too. I hope it's starting. Yep, there we go. There it comes. Alright, anti-collision lights can go on. Waiting for the switch to the APU generators. In the meantime, the pushback truck can come in.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
It's right there. Right, sorry for the mute there. I was going to sneeze, so yep. Alright. Now I shall switch you to the engine 2 for the engine start. APU generators can be switched on. Ground power can go off if that's how it works. And I guess we can start to switch off the recirculation and the packs. Because we need more of that thingy. The duct press
all doors
to
and
start
hatches are
the
closed.
engine.
Ready to connect. Set parking brake.
Parking brakes has been set. You don't have to tell me that. There we go. It's coming in. Right, it's locking onto the plane and it's going to bring up the nose of the plane. There we go. It's raising the plane now. You can even see in the cockpit, which is pretty nice. Set my flaps to 5 in the meantime.
So connected and bypass been inserted. Release parking brakes.
Alright, let's release our parking brakes. We can start engine number 2. Hold on, let me take note of the departure timing. Hold on. And also, before we release our parking brakes, we are going to start the timer. There we go. The timer has been started. Alright,
Start a pushback and you may start engines.
Not yet. Hello. What are you doing? Plane? There we go. Right, engine 2 start. There's another plane there. Alright. Velocity 1320. I see. We'll wait for fuel flow and fuel flow. Wonder where the velocity 1320 is heading to. It's heading to Hobart. Alright. So 738. Oh god, explain. And 2 frames per second wasn't a nice thing when I alt tapped out. Right, switch you to engine 1. Engine 1 starts. And come on, fuel flow. Check flight controls. Full left.
Operation
Full
complete.
right.
Set parking brake.
Parking brakes has been set. Full up. Full down. At the left.
Disconnecting
right.
tow. Stand by.
Alright, switch to engine generators. APU can go off. Packs and trims can go back on. Trim air can go on, and it should be about it up there. Then should be set and ready to go. I'll wait for the lights when the pushback guy is clear, so that I won't be blinding him. And apparently the wind speeds in Melbourne is yeah, you can see at the display it is extremely strong. 15 knots actually. The ATIS information says that the speeds are blowing at 360, 44 to 56
Tow is
ground.
disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Alright. I think the pushback track is gonna go somewhere else. And there he goes. Alright, let's turn on the lights.
Flight attendants prepared for departure, cross check and verify SRAAS syncs.
Cabin crew built to automatic and cross check. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to brief you on the safety procedures of this aircraft. We ask you to remove your
Alright, in the meantime, I can hopefully show you guys the taxi route.
and help securely all placed into a pocket. Large devices, including laptops, must now be switched off and stowed away
Come on,
safely.
there we go. So we are basically somewhere here. We'll taxi straight on Papa, turn left on Tango, turn left on Alpha, all the way down to the end at Kilo, and that's our holding point. So should be about it, and it's pretty simple. So let's switch back to X-plane. And let us get out of here.
For your own safety.
So basically what I was saying before I cut the clip, the winds are so strong that the IAS is going above 45 knots, so yeah, it's pretty interesting. And the plane is swinging left and right because of the speed. And I should probably tell you to do. I'm in traffic. Taxi to holding point Kilo. 3, 4. Fire. What's our taxi route? Papa Tango Alpha. There you go. Let's taxi. Put in some taxi power. Come on. How much power do I need to move this plane through a headwind? Come on, I don't want to apply full power here, man. Is my parking brake still set? Hello, there we go. It's a lot of power just to move this plane through the wind. As for our takeoff speeds, I'm just going to add 40 knots to everything. I mean 50 knots. So our takeoff speed is 190 knots. Or V2, I mean, that's our V2 speed. I think that's a better idea to do that. because I don't think I am airworthy if I decide to rotate at about 130 knots, because in actual fact that is around 80 knots only. So yeah, for this part I might need full power just to move the aircraft to the left, because apparently the aircraft is not really good at turning too steep of an angle. This is my takeoff power. Oh god, how bad is this aircraft at turning left? Come on, just turn left. Are you actually serious? I can't turn left. I might have to use reverses just to move myself towards the other direction. Nope, doesn't work. Alright, whatever. Okay then, I'm having troubles turning to the left. That is not good. I guess I will have to turn to the left slowly. Do I need a tow truck for me to move to the left instead? This is one reason why I hate flying this aircraft, to be fair. It's that you can't turn left much without having to insert a lot of power. There we go, finally. We are finally out of there. Alright, so and he's gone, I guess. These winds are seriously strong, I do say so myself. Alright, Alpha should be up here, and we will need more power for turning left. It's even having troubles trying to keep to the keep straight. But it's blowing me it's blowing my nose to the right, so that's why it's having trouble staying in a straight line. And there we go. And there it goes. A bit off the line. And there goes rotate. Alright. Guess it's going to be my turn soon. Alright, let's turn on the terrain now that we are all out of the way of the airport. Set my transponder to TRA. Should be squawking 2000. There we go. And should be about it. To the right of us is Juliet, so we have not arrived at our holding point yet. Should be fine. This flight will take longer than expected because My FPS is a little bit down the hill, so whatever. Hopefully it gets better when I'm in the air, and it's just because of Melbourne, that's why I'm lagging. Still looking forward to my new computer though. And we are about to arrive at our holding point. It's apparently a drop here, and it's of course another turn. Let's hope I have enough ground speed to do so. Right, just tell everybody that we are taking off. Runway 34. Landing lights come on, taxi lights go off, strobe lights go to position and steady. Oh god, the wind speeds. I need more power.
Approaching 3, 4.
I would like to use the whole runway if I can. What's our V speeds again? Let me check. 131 and 132. Right, so our takeoff speed will be 180, 181 and 190. Right, let's get out of here. Set timer to the left.
On runway 3, 4.
So it apparently has been like 18 minutes since our since we left our gate. So yeah, put in a bit of more power, 60% or so, please, and one power. I think I shall just use my ground speed as the takeoff speeds.
80 knots.
No, I'm not rotating. I'm not thinking not set fast. I don't believe I can rotate that fast either, so I'm going to wait for a higher speed. 80 knots ground speed.
V1.
No, I'm not rotating that early. I mean, I can, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, I probably should just rotate. Whatever. It's possible. There we go. Positive radar clamp, you're up. Flaps 2. Oh my god, the winds. Right. The winds are seriously strong. Flaps 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt sign will be switched off shortly. However, for all safety, we recommend that you grip seatbelt is fastened in case of any unexpected turbulence. We have an extra team on board today, and we all have the soft air assistance you may require for us.
And flaps up.
Our inside entertainment has begun.
Lock the gears too. Set my speed to, oh god. So do something sensible while I climb a bit more, please. I don't want to be sinking. Alright, 230 knots should be enough. V speeds and autopilot can go with. There we go. And set my speed to 240 knots. There we go. And it's Melbourne behind us right there. Winds are still quite strong. It's a bit high of a climb rate. And alright, landing lights can go off. And should be about it. So guess I will go up to 10,000 feet, switch my altimeters to standard altimeter. Should be the usual thing. If I'm correct, the transition is flight level 110 or somewhere around there. So yeah, I'll keep that in mind. I will transition. I'll change my QNH when I approach those altitude. And yep, since I don't have anything to talk about, I will just probably just set a wing view or something, and then just let you guys watch the climb towards flight level 340. Should be simple enough, I guess. The winds are still quite strong though. 44 knots headwind, 46 knots. In theory, I think we should be only at about 240 IAS something. Not 240, 210, but whatever. Those clouds looks quite nice. And I think it might be because of the clouds that is making me lag a bit, to be fair. Yeah, maybe it is because I installed another FlyBlue plugin off camera, and might be the cause of it. But it certainly makes things look better, so I mean, there's a big trade-off. I don't know. Maybe I will switch it off. It depends. Alright, whatever. We near 10,000. Yeah, we're close enough to 10,000. So let us just decrease our climb rate to 2300. Yeah, sure, why not? Set my IS to 280 knots. Our cruising speed today is Mach 0.78, so it should be something I can keep in mind. And I know I'm climbing above, I'm increasing my speed above 250 knots below 10,000 feet, but it's alright. So let me just switch to wing view, and it's basically clouds, so I'm not sure what I can really capture here. Sea of clouds basically, and I'm pretty sure that's what's making my game lag, because there's a lot of clouds. So yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the music, and I will see you guys in a moment. Alright guys, we are nearly at our top of descent, and I guess we can get ready for our arrival in Adelaide. So let me check the ATIS information. Winds are 340 at 13. QNH is 1004, so I can set QNH 1004 now. Wrong way. I go 1004. It's been set, and there's pretty much nothing else that I need to know from there. So you do QNH 1042, and as for runway wise, since the wind is blowing at 340, let me check the Navigraph. Give me a second here while I get out Navigraph, because I need to still switch to the old Navigraph since there is no Adelaide. I mean, not necessarily that there is no Adelaide's charts. It's just that it's not loading specifically for Adelaide only for some reason. So yeah. Anyways, our arrival is let's see the ground charts. What are the runways available? Runway. The perfect, I mean, no, not perfect. The better runway will be runway 30, but runway 30 is only 1.6 kilometer long, so I am not taking that runway. I guess I can go for runway 05, which would be the, let's see, Alexei 1 Victor arrival. So I will have to switch to the Alexei 1 Victor arrival. RNAV runway 05, and transition would be 1 Victor. See, let me rotate the chart really quickly so I can see properly which is the transition. Slunga, Patsy, and Seoul. Which none of those are what I want, so whatever, I'll just choose Lunga. Execute the flight plan. Alexei will be after Dukes. There we go, much better. As for Lunga, where is Baton? Baton is all the way there. Why are you all the way back there? Convo Baton, and it should be direct runway. Where is the RNAV runway 05? Let's see what waypoint can I intercept for runway 05 for the RNAV arrival. It would be Patsy. Is there any Patsy back here? No. Alright then. Now this is gonna get confusing. Oh god. Where is the Alexei arrival? Let's see. Is there any alternatives that I can do? Lunga is after NVAC, so let me move you to. What are you doing? In someone. Lunga is after NVAC. Should be here. There we go. And our waypoint has been set, so that is pretty nice. We can start our descent to 3,000 feet. There we go, 3,000 feet has been set. Switch you to 270 knots. Let's start our descent. As for where we should be at 3,000 feet, it will be Lunga, which is quite far away. How about Alexi? Alright, let me just calculate the distance. I'll say you should be 3002. As for you, 4000, and as for you will be 140. There we go. Flight level 140 at Alexi. Not sure the descent rate that I should be going because it is not showing the green marker. It's like 1900 is the way to go. Right, auto brake set to 1. 1 should be enough for our trip. And overhead panel, landing altitude. Let me check Adelaide's airport. The runway elevation is 20 feet, so I don't have to set anything. As for course, it is not needed. We are not using ILS runway, so it should be fine. As for the landing speeds, we are going to do 124 worst rate, so I guess. Flaps 30 landing, 138 knots. Alright, it should be programmed and set. Descent rate is a little bit fast. We can do it at 1800 feet per minute. Should be fine. Spoilers, I might need to use it later on, so I would not omit yet. And that should be it for the before descent. Let me just use the 777 checklist that I have on. So before descent, FMC has been set, Anti-Aliasing is on. I mean, I don't really need it, but sure, why not? Auto brakes has been set to 1, landing later has been set, and approach briefing is basically complete. Unless, of course, I can go through with you guys the star and the approach. So why not? In the meantime, so let me bring in this thing. There we go. We are currently at Dukes, somewhere there. 63 nautical miles ahead. Over here will be Alexi. Then we'll go all the way to NVEC. I know we chose Alexi 1 Victor when, so we should be going to Penville, but since I have to go by Lunga, since that's our transition for runway 08, I mean 05. So we have to go by the Alexi 1 Zulu instead, which I probably should change it, but it's alright. So we'll go by the Alexi 1 Zulu, meet at Lunga, and we will go for the RNF runway 05 Zulu approach. Which, as you can see here, Lunga is our transition, and when we arrive at Padsy, we turn right to go on the finals for runway 05. So our transition is flight level 110, and for RNF, LNF will be 450 for our minimums, because we are not using VNF at all, since I have never even touched it before in this plane. I am not going to risk using it. So yep, so our minimums, like I said, is 450. It's at 450 radio altimeters, and there we go, it's been set. And looks like it's clear skies from here, and my game is not really lagging that much, so it's my guess is that was just because there was a lot of clouds previously, so that's fine. Currently I'm still receiving Melbourne's traffic stuff, so it's pretty interesting. As for ATC wise, there's of course none, because I'm the only one arriving at Adelaide. So yep. And the winds are still quite strong. Not surprising, to be honest. So anyways, I will cut right here, and I will mute you guys back when I'm at about 10,000 feet or so. So yeah, maybe before that I shall set some the next altitude for Ritma, which is 4,000 feet. There we go. Can't really see the descent rate I should be going. It's alright. We'll set that. Should be fine. Alright, set 260 knots too. Alright, let me if I have enough if my editing skills, not editing skills, if the music is still let me just rephrase this one last time. If I paused the music during the flybys, I don't know, whatever, the in-between part where I played my music, well, I'll probably continue the music from here. If not, I will just cut and be right back at around 10,000 feet. Sorry. Transition altitude, transition level, and let's switch to our other QNH, and we have been brought down a little bit further. It's quite nice, and let's reduce our speed to 250 knots for the speed restriction or international speed restriction. 150 knots. 250 knots has been set. Landing lights, come on. There we go. And it's pretty much bottom for the before landing. We can check my checklist. Should be about it. Spoilers go on too. I forgot about that, and yeah, it's about it. It's completed. And what does that mean? Altitude disagree. Oh, there we go. Now everything should be correct. I need you to slow down plane. Yeah, basically broken the speed restriction rule. Okay. It's not good. There we go. Finally. Anyways, Adelaide should be somewhere there, if I'm correct. I hope so. Should be pretty straightforward. It should be at the edge of the ocean there. So I guess it's somewhere there. If I'm correct. Anyways, let's confirm our landing. Wait again. Has changed a lot. So set 122 now, and I'll use that as our landing speed, 136 knots. Should be pretty straightforward, I guess. See, Adelaide Tower is still online, so it's not something that I can really do. No. Right, whatever. maybe I can cut again once we are at the next waypoint, because it's a slow descent rate, 900 per minute. So yeah, so I'll be right back in a second. Alright, approaching our next waypoint. Let's set our next altitude to 3,000 feet, and so rate of descent a bit more, and it should be 3,000 feet all the way to over there. So it should be smooth sailing, except for this winds, which is apparently moving left and right. So that's unfortunate, I guess. So the winds are still quite strong, but I'm not sure whether it's really gonna stay that strong in Adelaide, because if the weather doesn't update before I land, well, I might be in a bit of trouble. And yeah, it's even possible that I might even land with a tailwind, which is not good. Alright, we're prepared for landing. I guess flaps 1. Flaps 1 has been set. Clouds look, I mean, well, the clouds were probably be a bit different from the last video. Basically, that script that I installed also changed the clouds a little bit, so not exactly sure if this is better to compare with myself. So yeah, hopefully I will decide before the next video. As for the water texture, I think that script also messed about the water texture. Looks a bit more dark blue with a bit more washed out colors. Well, whatever. Can't imagine how the aircraft would look like without reshade and blue effects, to be fair. I mean, I can check it right now, so without blue FX it would look something like that, which is a bit much darker. And with the reshade, I'm not going to deal with reshade now. Alright, let's reduce our speed to 220 knots. Adelaide should be right there, correct? Yeah, it looks like Adelaide to me. Right. We'll be doing an LNAV approach. Just to brief you guys again, there will be no ILS or anything, so it will be basically autopilot all the way down. So whenever I want to disable, and you know, as for missed altitude, it will be 3,800 feet. Right. I guess in the meantime I can check some random parts that I don't really gonna see. Speed reference. Oh, really? I can set that. Ooh. Huh. Interesting. What does that do? Oh, that increases that. Alright, apparently you can set our reference speed there. So for landing weight, let's set it again. There we go, 135 for landing now. So we'll set 135 for reference. There we go. I guess I can just use this next time round instead of this for our speed reference. Wow, that's N1 set. Huh. Interesting. What does that do? Sure, whatever. Not gonna mess with that, no. Let's set speed to 200 knots. And as for descending wise, we can set to 0 feet now. And we will descend accordingly when we turn right. Where is the airport? Not exactly sure. Don't have visual yet. Whatever. Flaps 2.
Flight attendants prepare for landing.
That's the right turn right there. Start to descend. Maybe a bit more. Yep, 800 feet per minute should be fine. Set 190 knots. Flaps 5. Set speed 18 knots. And that's the runway right there. We have visual, gears down. Alright, set speed to 170 knots. Flaps 10. Flaps 15. The reference speed is apparently not stated. Oh, the reference speed is there, never mind. 150 knots. Flaps 25. Set mass speed to 135 knots landing speed. Spoilers go armed in case it's not armed. Plane should be set ready to go. Nice motorcycle there you got down in the streets. Flaps 30. Could you please reduce your speed, game or plane? Okay. Oh, hello, 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 hello! Don't stall. The wind just changed on me. 100 feet per minute. There we go. That is scary. I do say so myself. Come on, stabilize your speed. Feel like I'm in like FS6 or something because of the waters. Looks absolutely disgusting, to be fair. Right, auto throttle and go disarm. And autopilot can be disengaged now. Turn right. Yep, the wind is pushing me to the right a lot. This will be a crosswind landing if I'm correct. Come on. Move to the left. This crosswind is seriously strong, to be fair. We got the puppy lights are coming in.
Approaching minimums. 500. Minimums.
Continue.
400.
Look at that. Sideways landing for the win.
$300. $200.
Less power. Not too much. Not too less.
100.
Here we go.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
It's gonna be a hard landing. You can tell. Yep. Oh god, don't flip over. Don't flip over. Plane. Plane. Come on. Plane. Why are you off the runway? That is just not good. Alright, reverses off. Manual braking. That was not fun at all with those crosswinds, 23 knot crosswind. Alright, anyways, we landed, so that's something. Auto throttle, alright, the flight directors can go off. Auto brakes set to off. Flaps can come up. Spoilers can come down. And let me take out the ground charts or the parking charts actually. Hold on, where is Terminal 1? Terminal 1 is right there. Let's put a bit more power for taxi. Our gate is stand 21. Which should be somewhere there, alright, whatever. Right, let me see, where are we currently going to vacate? We are about to vacate the Delta 1. Alright. Let's turn left over here.
Flight attendants for departure, cross-check and verify strap strength.
Having cruisers to automatic and cross-check. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to bring you on the safety procedures of this aircraft. We ask you to remove your...
I regret clicking that taxi lights one notch further down. Because we are not departing at all. They are playing the departure technique. Right, AP, you can go. Go. Right, let's wait for the APU now. Weather terrain radar can go off. Weather radar 2. Hope it's off. Spotters set to standby. put the traffic
Stow your
to
hand
all.
luggage either in the overhead compartment
One.
or under the seat in front of you.
Winds are
Do
blowing.
not block any emergency exit. Please make sure that the back of your seat is in the upright position and that the tray table in front of you is stowed.
Alright, our gate of choice is 21 if I'm correct, so I'll turn it to the next one instead.
For your own safety, we suggest you keep your seatbelt fastened during this.
21, should be somewhere there. Not sure why there's a Singapore 747, unless it's a Singapore cargo, which should be fine. But yeah, if it's not a Singapore cargo, then that's unusual because yeah, there's no 747s left in Singapore Airlines. And that's one timer. Let me turn it off. There we go. So our flight time is about 67 minutes. Right, stand 21 is over there.
Secure the elastic band around your head and breathe normally. Put on your own mask first before assisting other passengers. There is a life vest under your seat. Pull the life vest over your head. Fasten the belt and pull it tight.
Right,
Upon leaving the aircraft,
let's park
pull
up the
red tab
aircraft.
and place the vest.
Apparently there's
When
no
needed,
stand
use
markings.
the red
Right,
rubber
whatever.
mouthpiece to inflate. Upon entering water, a signal lamp lights up automatically. When needed, life vests for infants will be distributed by our cabin crew members. Please make sure that all your electronic devices are switched off. When the fasten seatbelt sign is off, you may use your laptop, electronic games and cameras. For the use of any other electronic device, please contact our cabin crew members or consult our onboard magazine. We would like to remind you that this is a non-smoking flight. The use of
And
electronic
stop.
cigarettes
Alright.
is also not allowed.
APU please go on, APU generators go on.
There is a call button in the
Fuel
panel
cut.
above each seat. It can be
Declaration
used whenever
goes off.
assistance from a cabin crew member is needed.
And apparently auto gate is not connected. Oh, it is connected. Alright. Whatever. Lights can go off. Remove them. All lights to be fair. And you can stop the clock on the other side. Oh, there we go. Packs and trims. Air can go off. Seatbelt sign can go off. And hold on. Ground power come in. Fuel pumps cut. And APU off. Right, that concludes the flight for today. I did forget to put a point where I need to put in my landing clip, but it's fine. I will just put it in randomly, and yeah. You guys have enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care and goodbye.